guys, welcome back to the Learning Lounge. In this video we're going to talk about procrastination, what it is, the symptoms of it, an example of it, and how to deal with it. So let's go on with the video.
What's procrastination to you and how have you dealt with it in the past and present?
To me, procrastination is just putting something off. Whether it means there's something that I would much rather do with my time or just going, I'll do it tomorrow. That is what procrastination is to me. And I don't know about the people in our audience, but for me, tomorrow never comes. So I had to figure out a way to overcome the barrier of just putting things off to an inevitable time that I would never do them. So the way that I started it off was I created my own timetable and figured out how many hours I should do each day for revision. So if I only had one lesson that day, I could fit in 3 hours of revision later. I didn't have to set out when the time was for me to do it because that felt too regimented. But if I had a minimum time that I had to do everything by, it put me on a deadline without putting me under too much pressure. I also had to prioritise, so figuring out which subjects are due when and which ones I could afford to put off a little bit later, so I could prioritise one thing over the other.
Yeah.
How did you cope with it?
So first of all, I usually make a to-do list. I have to just note down everything that I need to do for the day. Whether it's like cleaning the house, making flashcards, I just have to note it down. And then based on deadlines, I prioritize it. So I usually make my list in order of priority. If not, I add little symbols just to note down which one's more important. But yeah, usually by deadlines. And honestly, it's helped me out so much. And I'm more on my game, you know?
Yeah. You got your priorities sorted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should get another student's opinion.
Let's go speak to Shalom.
Oh, hello there. So, a way that I deal with procrastination is I take it one step at a time. I'll make my list, my to-do list, even if it's something as simple as my chores or something as big as heavy as getting some of my coursework in. I'll make a list of it, and then as the day goes by, I can tick it off because I like to see it all set out in a nice way. I would say in order to deal with anxiety over procrastination and trying to get work done, I would just say do it. Even if it's something as small as picking up a pen and starting to write your title, that's starting somewhere. You've got your starting point and then you can go from there. As you can see, I have a lot of things to do, so I like to take it one step at a time. Now I've already started and now I can feel more calmer and I know it's going to flow more easily and the rest of my work is going to be so much easier. Hey!
Hi.
Hey, how are we?
I'm good, thanks. How are you guys?
Absolutely fantastic.
Got any questions for me?
What time do you find most efficient to do your revision? Or how did you figure out what time works best for you?
Well, during GCSE season, I mean, yeah, it was the season of our lives. I had outside of school clubs, so I also had to work around that, including school timings. So I typically found me doing work during my lunches especially, which weren't long, but at least I was doing something. And then after school especially, on the days I didn't have a game or training. So it really is just, it was a lot of mix and matching. It wasn't definite the first time around. It did take me a while to get to the point where I am now, where I know this is what I'm gonna do now. But just find the right timings for you. Don't worry about it. Eventually everything falls into place, but it's not something.
You're not gonna have everything sorted.
Yeah,
no.
I got no way.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I was a mess, but it does take some time. But eventually you find your bearings and it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
You didn't have to cut me off.
I hope this found this video helpful and it eases your anxiety a little bit.
We hope that you've got some tips and tricks on how to handle any type of procrastination that you may have.
We'll see you back in the next video. Goodbye.
Bye!